Good evening. Tonight we're going to look at one of the techniques found in the Shinmei Shono Waza. The Shinmei Shono Waza was established in Kodokan Judo in 1982. These were 17 newly added techniques. And the technique we're going to look at tonight is called Kibisu Gaeshi. Now, in American contest judo, attacking the legs is no longer allowed. I think since 2010, all leg techniques were no longer acceptable in contest judo, which I don't understand. We used to go to local competitions in Minnesota and Iowa and some in Wisconsin, and since the rules have gotten so ridiculous and the Shidos and the Hansukumakis were happening more often than not, we have always approached judo as a martial art, and the leg techniques are still very acceptable in our dojo. And this is a technique called Kibisu Gaeshi, and it is really picking the ankle. If you're a folk style wrestler, if you enjoy wrestling, it's an ankle pick, if you will. And I've seen it done in high school and college wrestling, and the technique is referred to as Kibisu Gaeshi. Now what I want to do is I'm going to use Matt Fabian as my uke tonight, and from a traditional grip, right hand on the lapel and left hand on the elbow, what I want to do is I want to maintain and gain good control of his right arm. And as I drive the right arm down and I drive it back, I'm taking his kazushi to the back diagonal. And I want to drive that wrist and that elbow down, and as I do that, I am going to sneak down and I'm going to pick his ankle. And as I drive him to that back diagonal, with the proper kazushi, I off-balance him, and it makes it really easy for me to pick his ankle because he doesn't have any weight on it as a result of me taking this arm and driving it down and back to the diagonal, and then I simply reach down and pick the ankle. Or, in wrestling, it's called an ankle pick. Now, from this angle, I take the sleeve and I drive it down to this diagonal, and I drive the power and the motion down to that back corner, and as I do that, I reach down and I pick the ankle, and I simply lift him off the mat. Really a nice technique. I love the technique. I use it all the time. It's really effective, very fast, and works quite well. And if you should get into a situation where you're down here, you can drop to this knee, and if you lose this for some reason, you can do what I call is an ankle block, driving your shoulder into his shin. What you do is you come down onto the mat, you pin your hands behind his heel, put his shin in your right shoulder, and drive. And he's got no choice at all but to go back. So oftentimes you'll see wrestlers trying to control wrists and things like that. And you don't need a gi to do a really good ankle pick. Just grab him at the wrist, drive to the back corner, pick the heel, and take him down in that fashion. Kibisu Gaeshi. And if you get yourself in trouble where you're on the mat, simply dive, trapping the ankle, trap his shin on your right shoulder, and drive into his shin with your shoulder, and boom! He's got nowhere to go but down. So, those are two really good leg attacks, and they work quite effectively from the Shinmei Shono Waza, Kibisu Gaeshi. Thank you, Matt.